What's up everyone, Murtag here, back with a new video. So the first day of Blizzcon has passed, and here is my new video recap about everything related to World of Warcraft. So on this first day we have the introduction ceremony, we see some of new cool teaser, and I want to start with Classic because we have now the release date, or at least the time period when the game is going to be released. In fact, it has been discovered that the game will launch live on this summer, the one coming in the next year, as much I predicted. And at this point I do believe that we will see Classic be released on a similar date as Legion and Battle for Azeroth. Also, as many new hoped for, Classic will share its subscription together with the live game. So if you are already just subscribed to World of Warcraft, you will have access to Classic. And this is a good move for Blizzard because this will surely incentivize both players to try the true version of the game. So, what's next in World of Warcraft? Well, we guys now know that new patch, Tide of Vengeance, will be released on the 11th of December. A bit more later than expected. I would expected the patch to launch after 2 weeks after Blizzcon, but yeah, it's fine. But this also means that the patch 1.5, which is the patch that will probably introduce us to the Siege of Zandalar, will come after the holidays, so probably around the mid of January. So this means that we have at least 2.5 months to progress still in Ordeal, and I do hope that players will not grow tired of the raid. So also with the patch has been released a cool cinematics that will focus on Malfurion, Tyrande and Thanos and the Dark Shore Warfront. I don't want to spoil that, go there on the website and check it. So after this information that we already knew about what is going to be for World of Warcraft, well, in patch 1.5 there's the usual small and cosmetic addition. We have finally, or at least not as much expected, the Warlords of Draenor time working, with all the dungeons of Warlords of Draenor, because there were really a few. Also, there will be a remastered version of Arati Basin and Warsong Gulch, and I have to say, I watched the video, these two new battlegrounds they remade is amazing, especially Warsong Gulch. The Horde base with the Horde Zeppelin flying through the sky, but also Arati Base, the two entrances for Horde Alliance are really awesome. And they also have stated that a new brawl is coming, a brawl where we'll be faced against a team controlled by the computer. So yes, you cannot now blame that you are finding yourself against a Russian pre-made. But this will be interesting, especially because they say that this AI will use the same system that used the enemy team on Island Expedition. Also, there are new additions to the Darkmoon Fair, so new addition to the holidays, so Children Week and 3 new micro holiday. And then we have something really interesting and I think that deserves to be talked of, because there will be some professional quest and professional item related. These are some much more quality goods for every day. For example, the Javer Crafter one, receive one, can allow you to unsocket the gem in your gear without destroying them and interacting with certain shrines in the world. So really interesting toys to use, I do say. Then we have of course the return of the Brawler gear, with a new mount, the Crocolics Bruise, a Transmog set, and there will be also a story behind the Brawler's gear. If I would be investigated because someone has been killed and we must discover why and who did this. And also they now understand that the whole where they placed the portal in Stormwind and Orgrimmar was kinda confusing, and so I decided to create a room where host all of them, so I do believe that they were placed around the new room in the Cleft of Shadow and one in Stormwind Keep, at least looking at the photos. But most important, in patch 1.5, finally we will be able to play the Cultirian Human and the Zandalari Trolls. So the Cultirian Human are some very interesting ratios. We have Brush It Off that increase the versatility and regenerate a portion of damage taken. Shadow of the Sea that increase our breath and we swim faster. Haymaker, which is really cool for PvP because we give a punch to the enemy which stun and knock it back. Then we have Jack of all trades that increase our skill in every trade skill, so I do believe even fishing and cooking. And then we have Rime of the Ancient that give us frost and natural resistance. They can be druid, hunter, monk, priest, rogue, shaman and warrior. So no mage for the Cultirian Human, which make a sort of discussion on the forums while we have to focus and give it the lore that Jaina traveled to Dalaran to learn to how to become a mage. So that's kinda pretty much make us more clear why there are no Cultirian mage. While the Zandalari Trolls, the ratios are also really interesting. They have Embrace of the Law, Pray to Allah and gain their favor. So I do believe there will be a debuff increase similar to the Magar ones. City of Gold. You can loot additional coin from monster, regenerating, concentrate to heal quickly over a short time, so completely different to the regeneration trait of the trolls. And then Pterodactyl Swoop can whistle up a Pterogas to glide it to the ground. This is where pretty interesting and I want to understand. It will have a cooldown and how long it will be, so maybe you can use that as a goblin glider, so as demon hunters have it integrated, maybe the Zandalari Trolls have it, or just a 1 or 2 minutes cooldown. And the race that in the class the Zandalari Trolls can play, I'm faster to say which one they cannot play, Demon Hunter and Deathlands. Yes, Zandalari Trolls can play all the other 10 classes, even Paladin. This is kinda tricky because this makes them the most versatile race in game. So I do believe that we will see a lot of Zandalari players in game after the patch will release. So this is the content of 1.5, a small tiny patch. And so let's see what would be the other content for patch 8.2, which is called the Rise of Azshara. So Rise of Azshara is really interesting because, as you guys must have been thinking, we are going to Nazhatar. Yes, finally. I was expecting that, and basically we will have a zone. We will have an alliance and a horde hub placed in a zone called the Ship Graveyard. They will further advance in another 4 zones, which is one called the Kelp and the Coral Forest. We have the Boiling Terraces and Ruins of Zinajari, and then there will be the Eternal Palace, with there will be Queen Azshara. Also will be befriend some vice skins of type of Ginyu, which makes me think boss been asked for the Ginyu for the alliance, which is pretty much interesting because Ginyu already have the skeleton of the Night Elf, but they do not have been made to wear armor, so on the contrary on their Warpera. But that's not all, because surprisingly Blizzard is going to make up another zone. If you level up in Trigger Sound as Alliance or you Traveler, you will find there is a huge scrapyard where basically was supposed to be the home of all the gnomes that live in Kulturas, which is now completely empty. We will discover where all the gnomes are gone. In fact, they've been taken, or they moved that to a new land called Mechagon. Yes, we're going to have Mechanomes. I'm not much a fan of this kind of technology, sci-fi, steampunk whatsoever. But how the zone would works? When we enter, we start from the Junker Town. We met and befriend the mechanoms that are less mechanical, so they still have some living body parts attached to them. And basically what this means is that they have a bigger threat because King Mechagon, much fantasy, wants to convert all the living creatures into mechs. So we have to help these Junker Gnomes to dispose of the threats of King Mechagon. And with these new zones also come a new dungeon similar to Karazhan. The dungeon is called Mechagon. So in the Mechagon dungeon will be an 8 boss raid, mythic only for now, but I do believe that in a later patch it will be split in 2 zones for mythic plus and heroic. And on contrary what I believe, the zone is actually pretty good, especially the Mechagon pass. It's kinda interesting, it gives me the vibe of the old Goblin vs Gnome team of the Hearthstone expansion, but also of the Dr. Boom laboratory, which is been the latest one. And this is basically all the new things of patch 8.2. We have some other interesting things coming. We have heritage armor for gnomes and Tauren, which the Tauren ones of course is pretty similar to the Mantle one, but there are some small difference, and the one is the incredible huge totem that we have on the back, which is a clearly call to the Warcraft 3 Tauren back in the days. While the heritage armor for the gnomes is very similar to the ones that Mechatork wear, but gloves I think is the best part, the fact that you are not on your eyes, you are a bit up on your head, which is really cool. And yes, probably we'll see a lot of posts that people claiming Tinker will be a thing. Of course there will be 2 new islands, Snow Blossom and Crestfall, and I was hoping that Crestfall wouldn't be much more gameplay zone instead of just an island expedition. I was hoping to have a real zone to play with quests, maybe a dungeon, but yes, instead we have an island expedition. With 8.2 will come flying, of course, a new arena, the Mechagon arena, the Battle for Azeroth Season 3 with an Azshara female affix for Middle Plus, and also, this makes me kinda disappointed, heroic Warfronts. The reason why I am disappointed is not because we have another difficulty to play Warfronts, it's because I want more Warfront. So, of course I do understand that the focus of the patch will be on Queen Azshara, so the conflicts will be between Alliance and Horde is placed a bit aside to deal with this threat. But I would like to see the so expected Baron's Warfront, or maybe even the Feralas Warfront, or just don't know, maybe they already have Arati, maybe a Strangleton Warfront would be cool. But yes, so our heroic Warfront works, they are queuable with raids, so as like not a normal raid, and I do believe at this point it will give us rewards similar to normal raid quality gear, so for me it's fine. I do believe that Warfronts is the good way to give casual players contests too. For me, I really do believe that the introduction of Warfronts could be a really powerful tool to maybe, yes I say maybe, remove LFR or make LFR just a tool to see the story of the raid and not get any loot. Why? If Yakazo wants to get gear, wants to get progress on his character, I do believe Warfronts are more interesting because they give him more the sense of contribution, because come on, it's really easy to carry on LFR these days, especially during Legion at the end of it with a 970 Warlock. You were able to carry it all along. Basically, if you have two tanks and a heal with you, you can easily 4-man, 5-man the LFR bosses. And also, and this will come in 2.5, we finally had a small peek of the new Goblin and Wargame models. While the Goblin models has not made me so much excited, it's just an HD version of the Goblin models, as we already know. The Worgen ones is really cool. First off, the face and the fur, they are so detailed, they have so many details, it's so really good that I want to reroll a Worgen again. And the female one, and finally lost that angry Chihuahua face that they have right now on the live game. So yeah, I can't wait for patch 2.5 to see them in action. There are also some two photos of their animation. They looks really awesome. I'd say that I made a really good job with it. And yes, sadly there has been no tease to what is come after, or at least a small picture during the panel with writing the end, where you see a certain fish connected to a certain old god. So yes, I will still claim it until I will not be proven wrong that the final boss of this expansion will be that cool guy of N'Zoth. So guys, that's all for today. Second day of Blizzcon is going to open, and I can't wait to give you all the reports about it. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.